On this episode of Jeffito's Movie Blog, I answer your viewer-submitted questions. We're getting started right now. Welcome back to Jeffito's Movie Blog. I'm Jeff Malicki, and if you love movies as much as I do, please make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so I can bring you movie news, movie reviews, trailer reaction videos, box office predictions, and so much more. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and then click the little bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. Yeah, so anyway, as you know, on Sunday I had planned to do a live stream. That's why down below right there it says live stream. I have not changed the lower third for this yet. I wanted to do a live stream on Sunday and every subsequent Sunday from now on, where we talk movies and we can just dive in deeper into movie news and have a good conversation going. Talk in the chat room, which would normally be over here. Unfortunately, all those plans have now changed, thanks to a stupid bug both in OBS and especially in YouTube's spam detection filter. What happened is, and I actually did a video where I explained it a little bit more, I'll leave that right up there. But basically what happened was I sent out a test video earlier in the day on Sunday, which I thought was private. I swear I set it to private. Unfortunately, it did get pushed public. It was basically just 12 seconds of video static and white noise. It's the default test stream that OBS sends out to test your video bitrate and whatever. It did go public. YouTube found that out, and they removed the video from the site and hit me with a 90-day community strike, which basically prevents me from doing live streams for 90 days. I did, of course, appeal it right away. So far, YouTube is sticking by their decision. However, I cannot thank enough YouTuber extraordinaire Roberto Blake really helped my case yesterday on Twitter and reaching out to YouTube, trying to get my appeal overturned. Thank you, Roberto. If you guys have not checked out Roberto Blake, and if you are a creative individual like me, check out Roberto Blake's channel. I will leave a link for his channel in the description. Very inspiring guy, especially if you are a creative individual. Really knows his stuff, really inspiring. God bless Roberto, and I want to thank him again publicly for all the support that he gave me yesterday in trying to get my appeal overturned. But anyway, with all that out of the way, one of the segments that I had wanted to do on the live stream and in the future movie talk shows is to answer your viewer-submitted questions in a mailbag segment. How do you get a mailbag question in? It's really simple. Just email me anytime at mailbag@jeffitosmovieblog.com. That's mailbag@jeffitosmovieblog.com. And put the word topic in the subject line. That's really important. The way that my spam filter is set up, if you do not put the word topic in the subject line, I will not see your email. So please put the word topic in the subject line, mailbag@jeffitosmovieblog.com. And also, please keep any messages that you send to that email address related to movie news or movies in general. Any general personal type questions, please save those for a future Q&A video. I will set up a separate email address for that. If you do send those kind of questions into the mailbox, either I'm not going to see them, I will ignore them, or I will save them for a future Q&A video, but please just try to keep those movie-related or movie news-related. With all that out of the way, let's get into our first question today. And our first question comes from Larry Gamble, who writes, now that Disney is monopolizing the awesome characters of the superhero and sci-fi genres, do you think this is going to end up devaluing the individual characters and homogenizing the genre? Big studios have a tendency to figure out a selling template, and they apply that across all their movie offerings. The result is a loss of originality or a sameness in the underlying plot. Hey, thanks, Larry, for sending in your question. We've been friends now for many years, and I appreciate you sending in the question. That is a little bit of a concern for me. As you know, Disney has acquired a lot of the 20th Century Fox properties. A a little bit of a misnomer that's out there is that Disney has bought Fox. That is not true. Fox still exists. They're just getting out of the movie and TV business in a sense. They were selling off a bunch of assets, including all the Marvel assets that 20th Century Fox had, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and everything. All that is now reverting back to Disney, who of course actually owns Marvel. So Larry's question basically is, with that, do you think that there will be a devaluation and a sameness and a homogenization of superhero movies? That is a concern. I really hope, and we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to see how they treat the Fox properties and the Fox studio overall. I'm hoping that they keep it kind of separate but the same, and that they will still develop additional X-Men movies and Fantastic Four movies and everything else outside of the MCU, meaning that I don't want the sudden acquisition of the Fox properties to impact the release schedule of future Marvel movies. I believe Kevin Feige did mention that he does want to incorporate the X-Men and Fantastic Four and everything back into the MCU, which is awesome. But I hope that does not impact the release schedule. I hope that we still get, I think last year we got like 9 superhero movies in a row, between Marvel and DC and Fox and everything. I don't want that to change. If we suddenly get less superhero movies per year, that's going to be a bad thing. I would love actually nothing more than if every month there was a new comic book superhero movie that came out. No, I love that genre so much. But we're going to have to wait and see. My bigger concern with the Disney and Fox acquisition is what's going to happen to Fox Searchlight. Fox Searchlight is a subsidiary of Fox that really specializes in smaller, independent films that normally do not get big, wide releases, but are oftentimes really great films. And if suddenly that aspect of Fox disappears, I think that is troublesome for movie fans and movies in general, because suddenly filmmakers have one less distributor to submit their movies to and try to get them out into theaters. That's my bigger concern with the Disney-Fox merger. I'm not sure if they've addressed how they're going to be handling that, what's going to happen to Fox Searchlight. I really hope and pray that they still continue to distribute those smaller films, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Moving on to the second question that was supposed to happen on Sunday, but did not, from my good friend Ryan O'Toole, who asks, what are your thoughts on the New Mutants being moved back and Deadpool 2 being moved up? Hey, thanks again, Ryan, for sending in that question. I do think that Deadpool 2 would have been okay had it stuck in June. And I actually think it would have done better had it remained in June. Because now by moving it up to May 15th? I don't have the release calendar in front of me, and I apologize. But I believe it's now like May 15th that Deadpool 2 is coming out. That is just 1 week before Solo, a Star Wars story, is supposed to come out. So that is probably going to impact Deadpool 2's second weekend box office quite a bit. Deadpool 2 is now also coming out 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War. I don't think that's going to hurt Infinity War that much, because usually movies make the majority of their money in the first and second weekend. So as long as you have that 2-week buffer there, I think a movie's going to be fine. that's why I'm a little concerned about Deadpool 2 being moved up, because they only have 1 week between it and Solo, as it stands right now. There are still rumors that Solo is going to be pushed back. Of course, we still don't have a trailer for Solo. I heard rumors that it was supposed to come out on Friday, and then again, I heard rumors that it was supposed to come out this past Monday. Of course, that didn't happen, so who knows what's going on with that movie. As far as New Mutants go, however, that one is really confusing to me because they had already released at least one trailer, maybe even two. The film was locked, it was set, they were in post-production, they had released all the marketing, or gotten the marketing machine rolling, and then they're delaying it by like 10 months, because I believe it was supposed to come out in April of this year, and now it's being pushed back to February of next year. That concerns me a little bit, and I have not heard a good explanation of why they moved it. One story that I just skimmed through when the news first broke last week was that they were concerned that it was not scary enough. It was not as much of a horror movie as they wanted it to. And that surprised me because the trailer that I saw for New Mutants was very much so had a horror element vibe. Much more so than a superhero comic book movie vibe, for sure. So I totally do not understand why they pushed New Mutants back as far as they did. Again, I do think that Deadpool is going to be fine, although I think it would have been better had it remained in June at its original date. But the New Mutants thing is confusing as hell, and I do not understand why they pushed it back that long. Hopefully, it will still be a good movie. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'm going to wrap things up here. Those were the only two questions that came in this week. Again, if you want to get a question in on a future episode of my movie talk show, go ahead and email mailbag@jeffitosmovieblog.com and put that word topic in the subject line. Thank you so much as always for watching, you guys. I did want to push this mailbag video out just because Larry and Ryan did take the time to send in questions. It was supposed to be for the live show on Sunday, but of course that did not happen. But because they took the time, they deserved to have their questions answered. And if any of you send in topics or questions, I will do my darndest to make sure that I answer your questions as well. Thank you so much as always for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye.